They lost control of the price of gasoline, of oil. They totally lost control, Howard, and then they went back immediately. Well, let's go back to Trump. But by that time, it was too late. And they didn't go back because the leases and everything else, they didn't do what they had to do. They wouldn't know. They really didn't know how to. But we could be hitting close to $2 a gallon. I'd love to break it if we could.
Gas prices are dropping. Wars are ending. Things are looking beautiful, aren't they? And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, because I've got some fantastic news. And first up on the slate, okay, is Arizona voter registration. Republicans now lead Democrats by 333,000 registered voters in the state of Arizona, whose governor, Katie Hobbs, is absolutely trash. I'm going to show you guys these numbers. So as you can see here on your screen, in the month of just July alone, Republicans gained 5,436 registered voters in the state of Arizona, while Democrats lost 421. Now, once again, I know that there's only a net gain of 5,400, but when you compare that to the fact that Democrats actually lost, that is significant. That is very significant. Now, obviously, the independents gained 23,000, and I think a lot of that had to do with, obviously, some folks leaving the Democrat Party. But that is pretty darn significant, if I do say so myself. That gap right there is absolutely amazing. And when you consider the backdrop, also the fact that we've already gone through an election season. This isn't election season. July wasn't election season, right? We are post-election, and Democrats are still hemorrhaging voters while we are gaining. That is an absolutely beautiful thing. Now, I want to show you guys these numbers as well. And these numbers have been collected since this past election when Uncle Trump won. I'm going to throw them up on your screen now. Okay, so for the month of last November, Republicans had a net gain of over 370,000 new registered voters across this country. In December, it was 106,000. Basically, we've gained every single month. We've outgained Democrats every single month, except for the month of June, according to these numbers, which Democrats were plus 12,000. Overall, we've gained almost 1.4 million voters across this country since last election. 1.4 million new registered voters across this entire country since this last election. Not even, once again, this isn't even an election year. This is an off year, okay? We don't even have midterms, all right? We don't have a whole lot going on. Obviously, we got some governor's races, New Jersey and Virginia, but we don't have any major national elections, and we're still gaining like crazy right now. I think that says a whole lot. I think that says a whole lot about what's happening right now with the Democrat Party, as well as what's going on with the Republican Party. People are actually loving what's happening over here on this side and are waking up and realizing that we aren't the evil people that mainstream media and Democrats say that we are. We're actually the complete opposite of that. But I also want to show you guys these numbers from CNN, because I think Democrats were banking, and Chuck Schumer was banking on Trump absolutely tanking because of this government shutdown. But even CNN, yeah, they can't back him on that claim. Check it out.
That's exactly right. Turns out shutdowns are different the second time around when it comes to Donald Trump. Take a look here. You know, we speak about Donald Trump shutdowns, net approval rating. We're talking 20 days into it. In 2018/2019, Donald Trump's net approval rating was already falling. The shutdown was eating into his popular support. It was down 3 points already at this particular point and would fall considerably more. It was very much on the decline. You come over to this side of the screen, this shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. His net approval rating is actually up a point in in terms of his popular support. So the bottom line is this. The first shutdown during Trump's first term, 2018, 2019, was hurting Donald Trump. This one is not hurting him at all. There's no real reason Donald Trump might say, at least when it comes to popular support, I want to get out of this shutdown.
What about the question of blame?
Yeah, okay. What about the question of blame? Okay, you see here, you see Donald Trump's net approval rating was down 2018 to 2019. You talk about 2025 as net approval rating is up. It comes down to the blame game, a game I loved to play when I was younger. Blame Trump for the shutdown a great deal. In 2018/2019, 61%, more than 3 in 5 Americans blame Trump a great deal for that particular shutdown. You come over to this side of the screen, look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. 48% of Americans blame Trump a great deal for this particular shutdown. So it's more than 3 in 5 back in 2018/2019. It's less than half, a drop of 13 points. Again, it's no real wonder that Donald Trump, at this point, looking at the shutdown, says, you know what, it's not actually harming me politically, in large part because he's getting less of the blame.
And he's doing things differently during this shutdown.
Yes, exactly right. You know, we talk about Donald Trump and you say, okay, he wants to be a consequential, influential president. Well, if the legislative process is basically freezed up, you know, on Capitol Hill, you may say, well, then he can't actually get legislation through. But that's not how Trump is governing in this term. We've spoken about this over and over and over again. He's using his pen. He's using executive orders. Trump executive orders at this point of presidency. In 2017, it was just 50. Look at this. Already 210 executive orders signed by Donald Trump during this presidency. That is the most in a year. You have to go all the way back since Franklin Delano Roosevelt to find a president who signed more executive orders in a year than Donald Trump has already signed this time around. And remember, John Berman, we still have 2 months to go in this year, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if he signs even more.
Yeah, it seems to be saying, Congress, you don't want to do something?
I'll do it.
Yeah. And that is absolutely crazy. And it's why I'm always talking about the rhinos that we still have in the party. The fact that Uncle Trump has had to sign 210 executive orders is absolutely bonkers to me. Congress should be doing all of this. But of course, we have some rhinos that are just dragging their feet. Mike Johnson, John Thune for sure. Mike Johnson is a little bit better, but still not great. I definitely would prefer somebody else as Speaker of the House personally. And the Senate Majority Leader. I want to see Thune get voted out, get replaced. I should say voted out so nobody twists my words. In any of this and all of this that I talk about, I'm talking about voting people out. I just got to make that clear so nobody twists my words, all right? John Thune, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, John Cornyn, amongst others, right, that definitely need to be voted out. 1,000%. We got to make sure we replace Mitch McConnell with somebody who is a genuine through and through America First Republican. We got to make sure that we replace Byron Donalds with someone that is a genuine through and through America First Republican. Shout out to Byron Donalds. I've seen some polls recently that showed he's more than likely going to be the next governor of the state of Florida. So that's some fantastic news as well. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, Democrats are losing people all over the place, man. All over the place. And I want to play this video because I don't believe I ever played this for you, but I came across it and was like, wow, yeah, it's getting really ugly. Not only just in the numbers, but just people reporting that they're leaving the Democrat Party online. These numbers, man, it's embarrassing for the Democrat Party at this point. But check it out. Oh wait, where's my sound?
Thing. I voted Democrat my whole life, donated to Obama, voted Kamala, but today I registered Republican. And there are thousands of posts like this today. This chart explains why. You see, back in 2000, this person was left of center. But over the years, the left kept moving further left, shifting the entire center with it. And this person didn't change. They just slowly found themselves on the right. And now, after Charlie Kirk's assassination, the left looks more extreme than ever, which is why today all these independents are registering Republican. So the shooter failed. Instead of eliminating Charlie Kirk, he created millions more Charlie Kirks in a single day.
Facts. And I where'd that thing go? I love this image because I think it truly does illustrate how a lot of new Republicans genuinely feel. It's like they've always been the same. They've always been the same. They haven't really moved on too many issues or too many ideas, but it's the Democrat Party that has shifted on a lot of ideas. And I think I perfectly put that on display. When was that? Maybe last week. I think it was last week, where I showed you all the videos of Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer, basically saying some of the same things on immigration that Republicans and Trump say today. But now, today, it's all of a sudden this horrible, terrible, no good, very bad thing. Trump's Gestapo and blah, 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 blah. But it's like Hillary and Obama and Bill and Chuck Schumer, they all were saying the same things not very long ago. Not long ago. But I think that perfectly illustrates it. They have moved further to the left, and it's not the other. It's not, these other folks who are saying that the Republicans now. They've always been the same. I also want to put this back on display. I showed you guys this before, but I want to show it to you again because I got to put this as the backdrop of that 1.4 million registered new Republican voters. Because remember, that's only since this past election. That's only since this past November, all right? 1.4 million new registered Republicans, which is a bonkers number. But before that, from 2020 to 2024, right, to November of 2024, look at these numbers.
Democrats have lost 2.1 million voters. Republicans have gained 2.4 million. That's a deficit that you have of 4.5 million voters. Why are voters turning away from your party? What is the problem?
All right, we ain't got to listen to Hakeem Jeffries. He's going to lie. He's going to say, well, that's only in Florida and Texas. Like, wait, what? Okay. A gap of 4.5 million voters right there. Since 2020 to 2024, Democrats lost 2.1 million registered voters, and that's only amongst the 30 states that actually track this information. So this number is actually higher than this, and Republicans have gained 2.4 million. Which is actually higher than that because, once again, this is only amongst 30 states that actually track voter registration. So, yeah, it is ugly for the Democrat Party. I mean, you combine the 1.4 with the 2.5. I mean, come on now, bro. It's getting ugly. But if you want to listen to Democrats and mainstream media, Democrats are doing fantastic out here in these streets, you know. I love the way that they try to cherry pick statistics to sound and seem positive about their party. And it's like, bro, your party is an utter, I mean, you're spinning down the toilet at this point. It's just only a matter of time before you're officially down the drain. You're circling the bowl right now, okay? You're circling the bowl like crazy. But anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all of this. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.